Hello and good morning from day 169. Uh, it is October 28th and my daughter is sick, so I'm home today working from home, done my job. So on my little break here, I'm going to make a quick video on day 169, which seems like a rather large number. But anyway, a couple things going on I want to share about. First of all, I've had 5 sessions of laser. I don't really know if you can see. I don't think you can see too much, but I find that with the disappearance of the black hairs, that the lighter hairs, the translucent hairs, the really coarse hair, seems like it's maybe my skin is becoming softer, and so by comparison the translucent hairs seem like they're coarser, but they're hard. I mean, this morning I shaved. I don't know if you can, yeah, it's probably you can see the red there. Okay, now that's because I cut back here behind my ear, but I've noticed, other places here, other places on my face where it's like I shave, and I was even using a new razor and shaving cream, and I cut my face. So like I said, I don't know if maybe my skin is getting thinner or softer. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biological person, whatnot. So anyway, I thought I would share that. It really bothers me to have those little translucent hairs. And everything that I've kind of read says that the hairs are permanent. They're not, they're not going to go away with laser. So I may have to do electrolysis, or it may just be one of those things that, maybe in time goes away, but you have to deal with, or you just accept it and go from there. Again, I don't know. I can only speak with confidence up to day 169 today. I can't speak any more than that. What else is going on? My appeal for my increased estrogen dosage was denied, but it's been reappealed, and I think it'll go through. I had a bit of an emotional moment when I got the letter in the mail. This isn't it, but I'm going to use it as a prop. I got the letter in the mail. That's it. I want to show my letter. This isn't it. Can't see anything on it. I got the letter in the mail, and it was like a 25-page packet. Your reason is denied, with an explanation why, and then source material from the healthcare plan as to why I was denied. But on the cover letter, you read through the first paragraph and you get to this, your appeal has been denied, reason medically unnecessary, and then that was it. There was one more line of text, and I thought that was it. I mean, I didn't think about turning over the paper. I mean, that there would be more text. And to be honest, the bottom dropped out on my emotions at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, what do you mean medically unnecessary? I need my hormones, and don't you understand, how better my life is because I'm on an increased hormone regimen. I'm actually, developing breasts, and things are happening, and can't you understand how important this is? And how can you say it's medically unnecessary? It was a big emotional deluge of information. Well, cooler heads prevailed, and I knew a little more about what it was and why it had been denied. And as it turns out, it was not. There was more to it than just that. Okay, there was a process that needed to be followed, and that is being done. So again, we're appealing it, but thank you. The short of it, maybe the long of it, is just to have that denial letter. It really made me upset. And I realized that, your insurance company cannot, send, the stuff that they send is automatically generated. It's a computer. It pulls the information and prints it out and puts it in the mail to you. It's not a person hitting print. Okay, maybe it is, but you know what I mean. It's not a personal letter, but I think I would have liked to have seen a person, and I shared this with the team here at my work. I think to follow it up with a letter or a phone call, just because, if that was all I had got was the denial for medical unnecessary, I hate to think what I would have done if I was in the house alone. I mean, I probably would have thought, well, I did think about killing myself. I mean, that's why what I'm driving to, but I don't want anyone to go, oh, well, she thinks she's going to kill herself. She needs to be institutionalized. But again, it was just the, no, you are not medical necessary. And it's like, but how can you even say that? I mean, my body as it was developing went a certain way that it doesn't produce as much estrogen as it needs to. So how can you say it's medically unnecessary for me to be on estrogen or to give more estrogen to get my level up to what a normal woman would be? Again, I think it was a loaded word. It was a loaded conversation. So that was kind of a downer. But again, it worked itself out. The other thing, just catching you up on what's going on in my life here. I went to the grocery store. Two things happened. My daughter was sick, so I took her to see the doctor. And we get there, and the triage thing is like, okay, Mom, what is your daughter? How is she feeling? She was referring to me. She was calling me the mom. And it was like, ooh, that's a first. That's never happened before, And I was like, kind of like when you get ma'amed, you're like, oh, yes, thank you, this might be working. This process, all the shit I've been through, it might be worth it, right? So there was that. What else? Anyway, so we go to the grocery store later, and again, I get ma'amed again, and you're like, yes, I got ma'amed again. And, and so I naturally, it's almost like your breasts come out, like up on a prow of a ship, the mast, whatever, the mermaid on the front of the ship, her breasts are, stick out your breasts. I guess that's high heel shoes, like do your posture. What anyway, and what I'm wearing right now, actually, to get ma'amed. Anyway, so I confirmed my voice here, and this is the way I was. And it was funny because interacting with people this way, and then to come home and with my daughter, I continued it. This is the where I am, how I'm dressing, and I guess the way I'm presenting myself. This is becoming the natural. This is the norm. And so, like a groove, like trying to get this the right angle, you naturally gravitate towards this, this reality where I'm at right now. And, my daughter was like, I realized that I was talking a little higher in my voice. Okay. It wasn't in my throat. kind of like this is in my throat. It was, a higher voice, and oh, isn't it wonderful? And I realized I was too far. I was up in the extreme, and I said, okay. And I said to my daughter, I said, okay, I'm going to stop talking like this. And she said something like, I wish you would. And so, what's a challenge is then to come home and I'm going to lower my voice here, okay? To come home and to be so to bright, and then you come home and you're talking in your lower register, and I don't want to go all the way down to what I was. If you have a piano, go to A2. Okay, go to the second A on the piano and hit it, and you will hear what my male register voice is. Okay, which is not something I speak in anymore. Even when I'm at work, I'm more in this voice, maybe not as high, and obviously, but again, it's one of those things. It's what you get used to, and I guess what I'm driving at is that I think once I go full time, and I'm working towards that, then this is the way I'm going to speak all the time. And it's kind of like if you're in a situation where you lie or you tell the truth, and you always lie to save your face, to be able to tell the truth all the time, regardless of who you are, is a liberating thing. The same way being able to be who you think you are on the inside all the time is also a liberating thing. And so I think that's what I'm working towards. And maybe I'll have to revisit this video later on and see if that's actually the way that, this played itself out. Did I, when I go full time, is that the way that, sound and everything else? But again, we'll have to see. I am just waiting on my car title to come, and then I can do that, get that to my lawyer, and then we can finalize the divorce. And then when that's done, I can go to the Social Security office and change my gender marker, and then go to work and say, okay, change all my MRs to MSs and go full time. So do I really need to do all that? No. I can just say, hey, I'm going to go full time. But those are my own personal goals. So really, that's just about it. Halloween is right around the corner, and I'm kind of tempted to buy a witch's hat from the hobby shop or from the costume shop or whatnot, a pointy hat, and just wear a pair of shorts and probably the shirt and the hat. And I'm just curious to see how people, what is that first verbal handshake? Is it a ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. Or is it something else? Oh, that was the other thing that happened at the store. Somebody had dropped something, or it was a thing, and I had picked it up, and I went to the person, the clerk there, and I went to hand it to them. I'm doing it, the gesture that I made into the camera. I'm giving you something. And he looked at me and said, oh, thank you, ma'am. And I was like, got another ma'am. So really, that's just about it. I hope all is good near you. Things are continuing to happen. I am on my last dose of patches, so I'm hoping that the insurance company will come to some sort of conclusion in the next 3 or 4 days. But I'm willing to accept not having the estrogen while they make up their mind to a degree. But I think it'll all work through. They're really nice people at my work, really nice people, nice company. When I look back and think about all the fears that I had and all the, on that note, to talk to someone in human resources and for her to say, oh, okay, well, Miss Parks, it's very nice to talk to you. And, I had told my supervisor that, you had, that, here's this person and she's waited for her medicine and to hear all those personal pronouns really just it's like the icing on the cake. So I'm out of time. Bye, everybody.